about an Indian of Shalom Bayis, and since the whole parsha deals with the life, the married life of the Avos, of Yaakov and the Imahos, I'm going to continue to start out with that. We understand that the Chidah said that one of the major purposes of, and I say the Chidah, it's Reb Chaim Vital. Reb Chaim Vital said that one of the major purposes of marriage is to fulfill the mitzvah of v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha in the best possible way. That's a yesod. Marriage, the mitzvah of v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. There's also an Indian brought down by the Arizal that, just to be aware, that when a person, we know, to be mekabel or havta l'reacha kamocha before we daven. She mentions it in the morning. I would think l'chayr it's also by mincha, by Marav. We're being mekabel ahafta l'recha kamocha, so that it removes, being mekabel ahafta l'recha kamocha removes any spiritual block to our tefillah. It's a wonderful opportunity to see to it that Baruch Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu will be more likely to be mekabel our tefillah. But Gamliel Rabinovich speaks about a person who went to the Tzion for many years of Harav Clearus in Rav Moshe Clearus in Tveria. And he had to travel from Yerushalayim to Tveria on the Yortzai. And the Neched of Rav Moshe Clearus asked him, "You're an old man and you're making this trip. What is it that you're not a member of the Mishpacha, why is it that you're coming?" And he said, "Your grandfather, Rav Moshe Clearus, made a major difference in our lives." And he went on to explain this. We had terrible shalom bayis, my wife and I. Terrible. With yelling and screaming and everything involved. And I figured, this is enough. I need a break. And he went to Tveria. I went to Tveria. I took a room there for a few days. When I went to daven mincha, I met your grandfather, Rav Moshe Clearus. He invited me to his home. And he wouldn't take no for an answer. So okay, I moved over from my room and I'm now in his house. That night, I slept beautifully, I felt refreshed, it's great. In the morning before Shacharis, I saw that Rav Moshe Clearus brought Negel Vasa to your grandmother, his wife. He brought her coffee, made coffee, brought coffee, on a tray with mezainis and all this. And I said to myself, she must be ill because, he's taking care of her like this. So I said to him, listen, when we come back from Shacharis, I'm going to, go back. He said, why? What's wrong? Why are you going back? You didn't sleep last night. We didn't treat you well. What's wrong? I said, well, I didn't realize that your wife was ill. Ill? Ma pito. She's not ill. But I see you're doing all these things for her. Listen, he said, that's the way we do it in our house. He said, the Indian of marriage is v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Why should I go out in the street and find somebody for ahavta l'reacha kamocha when I have my wife at home? He said, I packed up, I went back to Yerushalayim, our life changed at home, and I'm forever grateful to your grandfather, and that's why I come to be on his yortzeit. Amevin Yavin, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. And we see that itself removes all possible spiritual blocks. Another different idea altogether. Vayeitzei Yaakov mi Beersheva vayelech Harana. Why do we say it by Yaakov? What about Avram and Yitzchak? When they left their places that they were in, it doesn't say Vayeitzei. Pana Hadra, Pana Ziva, Pana, all the radiance and the glory and the beauty, leave with Yaakov. But what about Avram and Yitzchak? He didn't leave with them? The Meforshim say the following. Then of course it left with them. There's no reason for us to even mention it. What's the chidush? That even when Yaakov left his city, Vayelech Yaakov mi Beersheva, and there was a Yitzchak who was still alive, and there were the Nefesh Asher Asu B'charon from Avram's time, and there was already a matzah, there was already a mass of some people. Yaakov's leaving made an impact. Lest we think, as we sit here, no, ich bin eine von a Sachmenschen, I'm one for many, what difference do what? Oh, don't start with that. What difference? You make plenty of a difference. Everybody says, though, every human being who comes in this world has a special mission that nobody else can do. And therefore there's something, a contribution there every year. That Tzelem Elokim, Achelek Elokam Mima'al. Nobody just goes away without impact. So therefore everybody's important. And we should always remember that as well. When a person says Kaddish, V'yiskadel Shmei Rabba, who is saying Kaddish at them? The Nifter's not mentioned. One of the Meforshim says we're speaking to Hashem, we're coming to console you that one of your people has passed on. Hopefully he fulfilled his mission. But you're the one who had a major loss as well as the Mishpachah. So we'll be Menachem Avram, we'll do a Kaddish that he said as well, the Kaddish Baruch Hu was such. So that's a major idea. Everybody's chosher. A pasha to Yid. What? There's no pasha to Yid. A pasha Tzelem Elokim. A pasha to Chelek Milakal Mimal. There's no such thing. Important thing to remember for ourselves and for the people we have to deal with all the time. Another idea. By Yidar Yaakov never lay more. He says, if I have Kaddish Baruch Hu, we shmoran b'derech Hashem, b'derech v'nasam li lechem lechel beged lilbosh v'yishavti b'vei shalom v'esaviv v'yashem li l'elokim. Lechem lechel beged lilbosh. There's the Torah, which is so careful not to use any extra words, have to tell us that lechem is to eat and beged is to wear. Just tell me, v'nasam li lechem ubeged. You don't have to tell me what to do with it. I know what to do with lechem, lechol, and beged lobosh. I know that. Ella what? So one of the things, of course, is the fact that you're saying Yaakov Avinu said, I don't need luxuries. To be a Yid, Hashem, just take care of me the best way possible, and you don't have to give me luxuries, lechem, lechol, beged lobosh. But another thing says, Rav Zalman Sorotzkin, thank you, is the fact that he asked for health. What good is food if a person can't eat it? What good is clothing if a person cannot wear them? He's wearing pajamas, hospital gown, because he can't go out. A person that says, I have a lot of food, I can't eat it. What good is it? Therefore, we're asking, please Hashem, give us help. When I go to the hospital sometime to visit a person, I leave and I say to them, I wish you lechem lecho, beged lilbosh. Therefore, the person has to really appreciate these things. Maybe we continue with Avodas Hashem in the best possible way, but briefs. Lastly, Yaakov finds the Edrei Tzon, and he sees the Roam are there. Shlosh Edrei Tzon are there by the Be'er. And he comes and he sees it immediately. He says, these people, if they're workers, they're ganovin. They're really not, they move their son in the middle of the day. If they own it, then they're doing a foolish thing. But he comes and he realizes that, there's a problem over here. So he thinks, how does he start off? Achai. Interesting. My brothers. Over here. You can look at the dialogue. The dialogue in itself is very interesting. He starts with Achai. And then when he says to them, Hayom O Gadol, it's still a full day. Why are you doing this? Why are you here with the son? They didn't say to him, why don't you get out of here and mind your own business? Instead, they explained to him why. The Meforshim say, why did they explain? They just didn't, shove him away. Because they realized when he said Achai, that there was love there. And Bekitzer, I would just say, this I heard myself from Moshe Aaron Stern. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. He and Rav Aryeh Levin saw a man smoking on Shabbos. And when Rav Aryeh Levin met him in Meir Sharm, it's different than Meir Sharm is now, and he said to him, Ochi, Atalo Yadeya Shehayom Shabbat Asur La'ashem. Don't you know it's Shabbos and we don't smoke on Shabbos? The man said,